It is 9:47 a.m. on December the 30th, 2020, here in Salem, Indiana. If you look at the little thumbnail, they did a simulated World War III game last year, because life is but a game. We're the pawns. We are the ones, the people. We're the ones who lose out in the end. We are. Hello. Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. You know, I've been watching the activity in the South China Sea. I don't know if any of you knew that there's probably around 4 or 5 different militaries with their missile ship, their cruisers, and there's China, there's Russia, there's United States, Taiwan, Philippines, Indonesia, India. There's military buildup in the South China Sea. If you all haven't seen that on the news, it's been happening for a long time because of the islands. Hello everyone. Good morning. This has been on my mind for over a month. It really has, and I don't like to speak about it. I don't. But I am going to show you all. Thank you all for joining me. Hello. Yeah, I don't want to be a bearer of bad news. I don't, and I don't want to say war is coming. I don't want to be like that. Let me flip this to the justice screen right now. I had to get a drink of water. So let me see if I'm on here, you all. Okay, I'm on here. I had to turn that light out too. I've been looking at this. Yeah, I'm still on. I just had to get a drink of water. I didn't go anywhere. I promise you I did not go anywhere. I want to show you, I think I want to start off with, well, let's go back to this screen. We've been carrying out drills. We've been having military drills this month in the South China Sea. And China has now kicked off their military drills as of today, and it's going to last until the 7th of January. Okay, and they're going to do all the land-based, sea-based, air, all of it. They're going to do it all. They're going to do the drills at night too. So let me push this back to me. And as I said before, the RAND Corporation has done a simulation. We're going to watch that simulation, World War III drill that they did, if that is all right with you all, because I think it's important to know that what's going on outside of our current thing. If you're in the United States, what's going on outside of the news that they've been sharing. Yeah, you hope this is a theater and a part of a plan. I don't know about it. I don't, but we're going to watch this little simulation right here. Let me see if I can make this a big screen. And this was done by RAND Corporation. So we have looked at that.
We're here to elevate health for all, bringing together game-changing capabilities, benefits.
We'll go to this screen. This would be Fox News's things. They're chilling World War III gains by the Rand Corporation. Let's see what they do. If it's the same thing, I'm not sure if it is. They are all in on it. All the news stations did this. This happened back in March of last year, you all. March of last year, they did this war game. Is what they did. Okay, I want to say they did this in March of last year, the simulated war game, because they didn't have nothing better to do. Oopsie, let's get this before it starts again. I don't want it to start again. I do not. Let me pause this. Let me put this to just me. I'm going to close that screen out. Okay, it's just me. I want to close out that screen. So, we have warships. These are, I guess, all China's warships. We got warships there. Okay, we got the USS Reagan and stuff in the South China Sea. So we're going to go to this Rand Corporation. Okay, this is a tweet. Rand Corporation. Can you all hear me? Because I hope this is fine, because I don't think it's been nice what they've not been talking about this on the news, because they've been having a different subject they wanted to talk about. So let's see this right here. Let's see this.
My name is Tim Bonds, and I lead the Army Research Division at RAND.
And I'm David Schleipat, Senior Defense Researcher and Co-Director of the RAND Center for Game. Russia's annexation of Crimea signaled Moscow's willingness to use force to alter the existing European security order. In the wake of this action, RAND asked, could a newly assertive Russia become a military threat to NATO? For the past 3 years, we've conducted a series of war games examining the outcomes of a possible Russian attack on the 3 Baltic states of Estonia.
I just want to say, this sounds like this has been planned out, just like these other games. You have the Illuminati card games. You have the global food chain reaction game where all the food disappears.
Latvia and Lithuania. The results are unambiguous. NATO is completely unprepared to defend these member states against the prospect of Russian aggression. The key finding of this work is that a Russian conventional attack on the Baltic states would result in a catastrophic and decisive tactical defeat for NATO in 36 to 60 hours, with the Russians at the gates of the Estonian capital of Tallinn and the Latvian capital of Riga at the end of that time.
The most significant work was finding that this is a conflict we could actually lose. In most other work we've looked at, there are ways to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of U.S. forces fighting an adversary, but this may have been the first time that we can actually see we could suffer a catastrophic strategic defeat. The key to reinforcing deterrence in the Baltics is to have the right forces there when the war starts. If they move after the war begins, they will be too late. Our NATO partners at present are putting 3 battalion tactical groups into the Baltic states. That's an important beginning in the force structure that's needed there. By themselves, though, they're not enough. We actually need 3 complete Armored Brigade combat teams, headquarters to lead them at a division or corps level, and fires brigades to have sufficient force to deny Russia their immediate objectives.
This is not merely a question of European security. Deterring any conflict with Russia is vital to the safety and security of the American people. I think the key takeaways for policymakers from this research are first, that the goal cannot be to fight and win a war against Russia. That would be a strategic failure of the first magnitude. The goal has to be to deter any conflict. Second, we need to think of deterrence like an insurance policy. The same way we buy insurance against low probability but potentially catastrophic events like our houses burning down, you buy insurance against low probability but potentially catastrophic events like a conflict with Russia. Third, the vitalness of the heavy brigades, which are very hard to move over short periods of time, means that serious consideration has to be given to permanently stationing them in Central or Northeastern Europe.
Our research indicates that policymakers should consider three things. First, it is much better to deter these wars than to try to win them once they start. The cost in terms of lives lost and resources needed to win these wars will be very high. Secondly, in order to be in a position to deter these wars, or if needed to defeat aggression, the Army and the other services will need ready forces. That will require a significant investment in the size and the readiness and the training of the forces we have. Number three, policymakers should look for opportunities to modernize our forces to restore overmatch. Sometimes Russia is called a near peer. From our research, when you're near them, they're a peer. They're a modern military. They've spent a lot of time and resources to increase the effectiveness of their force. It will require an investment on our part, first of all, to match those capabilities, but secondly, to do better than match, to provide our soldiers and other troops with the weapons they need to win decisively on the battlefield.
So they did the simulation, a World War III simulation. Okay, they did it. Okay, now we're gonna look at who was in that simulation game. We're gonna look at who participated in the simulation game. Let me flip it to the screen. So, World War III threat. A U.S. warned after dangerous simulation of nuclear attack on Russia. So a simulation of a nuclear attack on Russia by the United States is upping the stakes and making an apocalyptic showdown between the superpowers, more likely a senior Russian politician has claimed. So this is February the 24th, 2020. Right here, they've done another simulation. They just love these simulations. That's what I'm talking about. They love war. There are beings on this earth that truly do love war. It's like they cannot exist without war. Okay, so who attended this simulation? Let's see about this. It's a Russia's deputy foreign minister, Sergei Ryabkov, urged President Trump to bear in mind that there can be no winners in a nuclear war. It says, in this exercise held at the Strategic Command in Nebraska, the U.S. Secretary of Defense, Mark Esper, played himself in a simulated showdown in Europe between Russia, NATO on Friday. However, Mr. Ryabkov voiced his concern about the war the next day. So Mark Esper played himself in this war simulation game. That's what he did. He played himself. Okay. Let me see if I got this. This, if you don't know, this is Mark Esper right here. And he says a cut of this magnitude would prevent the NSA from delivering nuclear modernization. He sent a letter to the Senate Armed Forces Chair last week, saying we need that roughly $2 billion trimmed on the National Nuclear Security Fiscal request by the House would do grave damage. He's talking about this nuclear war. He's saying it's going to do grave damage. He played himself in this war game right here, and he is the one who got fired. He got fired, okay? We don't want nuclear war, Mr. Esper. We don't. We do not want it. I don't want a nuclear war, but you know what? Let's watch this nuclear war game. We can watch it. It doesn't matter. We'll watch it. We'll watch what they did in this simulation right here. It's like the movies. It's like the movies we watch. And there's clues in the movies. Okay, we're going to watch it. We might as well watch it. Let's watch it. It's 1 minute 37 seconds. No, I don't want to see the ad. Who wants to look at an ad? I don't want to look at an ad. I've got to wait till the ad disappears. But I'll press it. I don't know what this thing is doing. It's going really slow. Probably because I took up all the bandwidth. No, we're here. We're here. This is their simulation. $2.6 million have died. $3.4 million have died over 45 minutes. It's silly. It doesn't make sense to me. But it's not about us. 85.3 million in 45 minutes. Look at this. 91.5 million people. Number of immediate casualties, including fatalities, injuries, and all that. Deaths from a nuclear fallout. So this is what they decided they wanted to do. Why can't they talk about peace, okay? Why do we gotta, it's always gotta be war. It's always gotta be war and destruction with these people. It is. It's what it has to be all the time. War and destruction. Let's look at Mr. Esper. He got fired. He didn't want use of troops on the streets, but he wants nuclear weapons. He wants nuclear weapons. I don't want nuclear weapons. I don't. I'm telling you, I don't want it. But we can't really stop what's coming. We can't. So we got this. No, we got these we got this stuff going on in the South China Sea right here. Is what we got going on. This is how an open ocean battle between America and American Chinese. This is February the 4th. Look at this. They did all kinds of articles on it. They want this to happen. Did you know that we have 400 military things all around that whole entire area? We do. So they want with the tensions in the South China Sea rising, and they are rising. I'm not going to say they're not. China has, let's see, Badger bombers, DF-21D anti-ship ballistic missiles. China will also have the use of the islands in the South China Sea reef. They'll have that too. You may say, Gina, what is about the South China Sea? Let me look at this. I got to find an empty screen to type on, you all, because it's good to look at the South China Sea. It's near. Now, I don't want a map. I don't want to look at a map, but we can look at a map. We'll just go look at a map. This is the South China Sea right here. You got Vietnam. What a terrible war. It was a needless war. People lost their lives. We got Taiwan. We got Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Philippines, Manila, Spratly Islands, Taiwan. And Taiwan is the place where when China took over, the government leaders that were there at the time, they fled to Taiwan. That's what I heard. They fled to Taiwan when China took over. This is the original people here, and China became a nation like it did. That's what I heard, but all this is not. I don't like it. I don't. Yeah. So and okay, now let's look at this. So wait, now we're just gonna. Okay, so we got the South China Sea. Look at what's happening here. Just go here. Just go to the U.S. Navy. The future USS Daniel Inouye completes the builder's try. Female commander. Okay. Theodore Roosevelt Strike Group has deployed. So they probably went to the South China Sea. The USS John McCain conducts a freedom of navigation operation in the South China Sea. Look at this. They're there. French submarine deployments presents a rare training opportunity for the USS Asheville. And there was something else I was reading on here about this. Look, the U.S. Singapore militaries joined the amphibious training during a karate exercise. So it's not really nice. It's what's going on is it doesn't look good. It doesn't. I'm just going to be honest with you. It does not look good at all of what is happening here in the world. Okay, look at this. So now this is present. This is right now. This is happening right now. Military exercises conducted in the waters around the Hainan Island. You see the date. According to the notice released by China's Sanya Maritime Safety Administration on December 8, military exercises will be conducted in the waters around Hainan Island for December the 29th to January the 7th. Why did they pick January the 7th? Because it's the day after the official open up the envelopes on January the 6th. So they're doing their exercise till January the 7th. And they've got these, they sent all this out to everybody. And they told them, these are the areas, the lines joining. This is where we're going to be doing our exercises. So this is real what's going on. And you've got all these other militaries over there in the water. They're in the water. We got men and women in the water. The surrounding countries have men and women in the water. They got men and women in the water. All these other surrounding countries, that's what's happening. Did I push this on that screen? All these other surrounding countries. There's people in the water, ships in the water. There's bases all around. There's bases on all these islands. Okay, there's all over the place. It is all over the place. So this is not any warmongering that's going on. It's not. Okay, it's not at all. This is very interesting. The U.S.'s will, when you see this right here, that means plural. If you see this right after this, U.S., it means plural. The U.S.'s will to fight boils down to its interests. It says whenever a new resident takes over the White House or the majority party in the U.S. Congress changes on the China hawks and the U.S. overshadow the doves or the China doves take over the roost, concerned Taiwanese media starts asking questions. Here's the question they're asking. If China one day takes military action against Taiwan, would the U.S. fight for Taiwan? So it says that the U.S. has long adopted a position of strategic ambiguity on the matter, refusing to give a definitive yes or no. But here's what's happening now. I want you to see this. So the retired U.S. General Stanley McChrystal, a former commander of U.S. and NATO coalition forces in Afghanistan, and now he will be the advisor to U.S. President-elect Joe Biden. He said in an interview with the U.S. website Axios this month, he said it just this month, that China's military capacity has risen much faster than people appreciate, and that the U.S. is running out of time to counterbalance China in Asia and prevent a scenario such as it seizing Taiwan. Then he said, he popped the same question to the U.S. that is being asked by the Taiwanese media. Are you really prepared to fight for Taiwan? He's asking the U.S., this general who's going to be in the administration. It says, so is it? Has the U.S. decided that if China were to launch an attack on Taiwan, would it sit by idly to see whether Taiwan could take China or not, or whether it would fall into China's hand? Now, granted, the people who originally left China went there. It doesn't sound good. Look at this. At that point, would Hawaii be beyond China's reach? Would the U.S. mainland be beyond China's reach? Would the White House remain untouchable? So they've got all this stuff out here, and I don't like it. I can't. This is just too much. There's too much going on, you all, in a short period of time. It really is. I don't like it. Do you like it? I don't like it. And then we got this. Look at this. If they were to take the grid down, the President's National Infrastructure Advisory, Surviving a Catastrophic Power Outage, How to Strengthen the Capabilities of the Nation. Well, I can tell you right now, the majority of us, this was in 2018, the majority of us, we're going to be left on our own when this happens. It's going to happen. It's going to be lights out is what's going to happen. Lights out for America. I'm not going to read the 92 pages of it. But they've got all this information right here. I should have put all the links in there. I'm sorry. But yeah, they've done this right here. There's war plans that have been made in the South China Sea. Look at this. This is December the 21st. The Naval Surface Forces releases a comprehensive endurance fatigue management program instruction. So they had to release this because the troops are going to be under such pressure, such fatigue, that it's going to be kind of hard for them to fully do their jobs. So they've got this program instruction for the troops in the Navy because they are going to be under extreme fatigue, and they've got this program they have implemented. Look, a main principle in the instruction, the circadian watch rotation might be implemented in a variety of combinations, such as using a 3 hours on, 9-hour off rotation in 4 sections, or a 4-hour, or no, that's not 4-hour, 3 days on and 9 days off in 4 rotations, or a 4 days on and 8 days off rotation in order to help them. I think they're talking about that they're really beefing up everything. Everything is being covered. So we should, if you haven't heard about it, that's what's going on. That's what's going on in the South China Sea. That's it. That's all I've got to say about it. And I heard that there was something else going on with China. Not China, Iran. Okay, that's beefing up in Iran too. All of that, you all. And it's not good. And who wants to dwell on that? I don't want to dwell on it, but you can't help but feel the war hawks. Somebody wants war. Oh, there was something else I wanted to read. I hope I didn't close it out. It was about they wanted to bring about a new world order. The current incoming administrations, they wanted a new world order is what they wanted. And they were trying to think, how can they bring that about? And they had to confront, I've got it right here. Yeah, I've got it. Let me make sure I've got it. Yeah, I've got it. We're going to watch this is it. This is the last thing I want to show because I wanted to show that. I wanted to show that. So we're going to look at that. I'm going to put this to the screen. So it said, this is from the Sputnik. Why U.S.-led overtly anti-China coalition probably won't appear under Biden. Joe Biden's concept of coalition of democracies to counterbalance the rising China could be part of a broader plan at forming a new world order where the U.S.-aligned nations will flock to Washington, leaving those who don't play by the rules out in the cold, international observers believe. On December the 28th, President-elect Joe Biden announced that Washington's position regarding China would be stronger when it builds a coalition of like-minded partners and allies. And I'm telling you, they're in that right now. They wanted to build that coalition to counter them in the South China Sea in order to hold Beijing accountable for what he called trade abuses, technology, and human rights. The comment came as Sino-American tensions over a negative balance of trade with the People's Republic mutual tariff frictions, blacklisting of China's telecom giants by the U.S., and most recently, the coronavirus pandemic blamed by the White House on Beijing, which have been simmering all through the Donald Trump tenure, continue to grow. Look, what's behind Biden's rhetoric? Joe Biden's rhetoric is by no means surprising, given that the contradictions between the Washington and Beijing emerged under the Barack Obama administration, says Francisco Siski, a Beijing-based China expert, author, and columnist. The U.S. problems with China did not start with Trump. Possibly they began to gain momentum slowly after 2008 financial crisis and after the friction with China on the Senkaku Islands and on the South China Sea after 2010. So they want this New World Order. They want it, okay? They got to level the playing field. But then they still want us to be, and yeah, no. The U.S. problems with China didn't start, okay? In 2011, the Brookings, an American reputable research group, emphasized Barack Obama's policy shift aimed at solidifying Washington's leadership role in Asia for decades to come. According to the think tank, it was a response to what is called the Chinese heavy-handedness in the Asia-Pacific region, as well as tensions in the East China Sea and the South China Sea dispute. Well, we're there. We've got all of our armies there in the South China Sea. Obama's strategy also included the promotion of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a proposed trade agreement which excluded China and was largely seen as an attempt to contain the People's Republic. Although Obama has chose to exert pressure on China through partnership and alliances, President Trump shredded the TPP on entering the Oval Office, though he could be pushing Beijing into a bilateral deal. In fact, the U.S. in its history rarely coped with big problems bilaterally. It always sought to build alliances and coalitions, which incidentally may prove useful also to other goals besides the one faced at the moment. The Beijing China expert claims Biden then is reverting to a traditional tool of American policy, one that the U.S. knows quite well. In fact, arguably is better at it than a bilateral take. The incoming Biden administration and its appointees, including Tony Blinken, Jake Sullivan, have long been strong supporters of multilateralism, alliances, and international cooperation to deal with regional and global problems, echoes Dr. Stephen Nagy, a senior associate professor at the International Christian University in Tokyo. So look at this. So it should be that foreign policy experts largely feel his trajectory toward China was broadly correct, but they are largely critical of his unlinked, undisciplined, and chaotic framing and implementation. Nagy has drawn the attention that the Biden made it clear previously that he would not immediately lift tariffs imposed by the administration on the $250 billion of Chinese imports and other trade restrictions. Look at this. So we got our Navy over there, you all. They still want their New World Order. They don't. Look at this. Look at this. They're going to talk about the framework. They're going to talk about the framework of the New World Order. The aforementioned coalition of Democrats is likely to include Japan, Australia, European Union, and the UK. India and other friends of the U.S. are likely candidates to deal with this. South Korea and Asian countries, probably the weakest link is in any alignments. So they want the New World Order. Though the professor expects a continuation of a hard line against Beijing, he presumes that it will be a smarter, more multilateral approach at shaping the Chinese behavior, but not in any way containing the People's Republic. Most of the U.S. allies would contribute to forming an aligned group of states that would like to pressure China such that it develops within the rules-based system, would not be willing to join an explicitly anti-China coalition, he believes. Their biggest trading partner is China, and they depend on China-centered global production network. This makes an overtly anti-China coalition unlikely to form. So they feel that the Biden administration will fall short of creating an overtly anti-China. They'll have a new coalition of democracies, and it will not be aimed against anyone, at least for the moment. Then if China were to change its system, then it could join the coalition of the New World Order framework. So there it is right there. You see it for yourself. I see it for myself, and I really am. I'm done with this. I don't even like reading it. I don't. You can't really trust what politicians say. You can't. People in power, people of influence, the Bill Gates, all of those people who have money, they have agendas, okay? They have agendas. They too want a new world order, and it seems like at any cost. And if World War III will help depopulate the earth, they may let that happen too. And if they want to starve us to death, then they've got the chain reaction game. I'm going to go. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for all your comments. This video is not for everyone. I don't have all the answers, and they're not going to put everything that's happening out here on the internet. They're not. They're only going to give us little pieces of it. There's things happening behind the scenes I think that we would shiver at knowing. We would. But it's okay. It's all right. We still have to stay strong so we can persevere no matter what comes. No matter what comes our way, we've got to stay strong. We have to continue to let our light shine on the inside. We do, as bright as it can be, and we have to be there for one another. We do. So with that being said, thank you for watching this. I don't even know if I want to rewatch it. I don't. I don't. But thank you so very much, and I hope you have a